Now at 10, the Joplin City Council chooses a new mayor. Plus, Missouri carries out its first execution of 2024 under a cloud of protest. And teens at Pittsburgh pick up some old school skills to help out at the public library.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
The state of Missouri carries out its first execution of 2024. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. Despite widespread protests, Missouri executed convicted double murderer Brian Dorsey this evening. The 52-year-old Dorsey was put to death at 6:11 p.m., according to the Missouri Department of Corrections. Dorsey was sentenced to death for the 2006 murders of his cousin and her husband. In addition to the demonstrations, a clemency petition was filed saying Dorsey was deeply remorseful for the murders. The U.S. Supreme Court denied a last-minute request for clemency. In his final written statement before his execution, Dorsey thanked all the supporters who advocated on his behalf and apologized to his victims' loved ones. Let's check in with Doug Heddy now for a first look at the weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a nice Tuesday for us today. Temperatures are pretty good. We went into lower 70s for high 71, pretty close to our average. 68 is usually where we are topping out for this time of the year. Now, we are going to cool down quite a bit as we go into the daytime hours tomorrow. We're dropping back through the 60s across the region. We have northeasterly winds. Our winds are really going to pick up once we get into tomorrow, and then especially by the time Thursday rolls around. We have had a couple little spotty, little tiny sprinkles, most of us good, but here's our upper level low out across parts of the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas. That is going to head toward us, and that's going to give us some on and off showers as we go through the daytime hours tomorrow. Tonight, not a whole bunch, some spotty showers trying to pop up by morning, but this will really increase as we go through the daytime hours tomorrow. We're going to be talking more about this in just a bit.
All right, catch you in a few. Some Carthage residents are still dealing with the consequences of last week's storm. An apartment building next to the square had severe water damage after the roof peeled off and the ceiling tiles broke and fell to the floor. A lot of windows broke as well. 5 families used to live in that building, and some of them lost most of their belongings.
Everything's nasty. It just smells horrible. The walls and the floors are have this white powder film on them. Just, you can see mold. It's just gross.
The building had to be evacuated during this storm. While most families moved out, 2 of them, including the landlord Keith McBride, they still live there. Arizona's Supreme Court has ruled that a 160-year-old abortion ban law can be reinstated. Danya Bacchus reports.
It is a dark day in Arizona.
Arizona's Supreme Court ruling means the state will be able to enforce a law from 1864 that makes almost all abortions criminal.
The near total Civil War era ban that continues to hang over our heads only serves to create more chaos for women and doctors in our state.
The long dormant law makes no exceptions for rape or incest. It carries a possible sentence of up to 5 years for doctors or anyone else who helps in an abortion.
No woman or doctor will be prosecuted under this law as long as I am Attorney General.
The court put a 2-week hold on the law's enforceability and sent it back to a lower court for more arguments about its constitutionality.
This won't be precedent for any state other than Arizona, but it can be persuasive for other, state courts who look to see what other states have done.
Tuesday's decision does away with an Arizona law signed in 2022 that allowed abortions up to 15 weeks, which anti-abortion rights activists challenged in court.
It's always the best decision to protect life as much as possible.
In a statement, President Biden called the Arizona abortion law cruel and said it is a result of the extreme agenda of Republican elected officials who are committed to ripping away women's freedom. Abortion rights advocates are pushing for a state constitutional right to abortion to be put on Arizona's ballot in November. Danya Bacchus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Several top Republicans in Arizona came out against the ruling. They say it goes too far and it's out of step with the state. The city of Joplin has a new mayor. The city council last night voted unanimously to appoint Keenan Cortez to the role. Cortez has been serving as the city's mayor pro tem. That position is now filled by Josh Dittar. The city's new council was also sworn in last night, featuring 3 newly elected members. Area high school mathematicians put their skills to the test today at Pitt State. The university hosted its 54th annual math relays. More than 750 students from 50 high schools in Kansas and Missouri and Oklahoma competed. The relays kick off with 15-minute long individual tests, and later there are 20-minute team tests.
A lot of the high school areas of mathematics, algebraic simplifications, geometry, trigonometry. We have one that's called marathon, and so it is a longer test, and and that gets a little bit deeper, maybe into some of the concepts of calculus and things like that.
Medals were awarded to the top 3 participants in each event. Teens gather at the Pittsburgh Public Library to gain some volunteer hours and some skills. Amber Jenkins has details.
It allows for teens to come in and have a collaborative time together and meet new people and just donate their hours.
The Volunteens program at the Pittsburgh Public Library allows teens to create book displays, organize shelves, and other projects twice a month.
And it's very relaxing for teens to be able to come in and donate good hours that they can also use on applications for college, as well as other different programs at schools.
And we just have a whole list of things, and then based on the author's last name, this is all it's in alphabetical order from their last name. So we find the author and then we find which book it is. And so far we've only gotten 3 out of 20.
The teens are using the Dewey Decimal System to find books without the help of a smartphone or computer.
I know we've learned about it in elementary school, but I haven't used it since. This is kind of our first time. We have to keep reciting the alphabet in our heads, so I would say hard. Yeah. Even though it sounds pretty easy. Where is we don't know what, yeah.
The teens not only maintain the space in the library,
655.
They also prepare crafts for the toddlers' story time.
I'm part of the National Honor Society at Pittsburgh High School, and we volunteer throughout the community, and I just thought this would be a really fun time. Come in, volunteer, get stuff ready for kids, and make sure they can have a good time.
Although Nolan isn't a bookworm,
no, I'm good.
He is a fan of making a difference within the community.
I'm a big believer that, if you want to be a good person, you need to do activities that show that you're a good person and just really help everybody around you out.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
That Volunteens program meets twice a month, every second and fourth Tuesday at the Pittsburgh Public Library. Riverton High School hosted the 57th annual Lester Garbers Relays today. John's going to run down the details coming up in sports, but up first. April marks National Donate Life Month, and Joplin held its own celebration of life-saving donors.
Drop off only at Roper Honda.
The Midwest Transplant Network today held its celebration of life at the Freeman Business Center in Joplin. The network hosted the celebration for organ, eye, and tissue donors, transplant recipients, and those who are still waiting for the gift of life. Since it began in 1972, the Midwest Transplant Network's donor service has contributed to more than 32,000 transplants, thanks to more than 7,000 organ donors. It's National Transplant Donate Month. It's Life-Saving Month. Mandy Gaither has 5 facts about organ donations that you might not know.
It was a record year in 2023. Organ donors saved more than 46,000 lives, a new milestone in the U.S.
Unfortunately, it's not enough. As we speak today, there's more than 100,000 people awaiting organ transplant.
Dr. Bashar Akel with Mayo Clinic says it's important to know that another person is added to the organ transplant waiting list every 8 minutes in the U.S., and 17 people die waiting for an organ every day.
We always can change those dynamics. We can help more people receive the live organ transplant by becoming organ donors.
The doctor says every donor can save up to 8 lives, while a single tissue donor can impact the lives of as many as 75 people, and a kidney or part of a liver can be donated while the donor is still alive.
The donor usually maintains their quality of life, and interestingly enough, the liver will regrow back to its normal size within less than 90 days.
Finally, innovative technology is helping more people than ever get a life-saving transplant.
One of those new technologies is what we call organ perfusion, or some people have known this as an organ in a box. This applies to the liver, to the kidney, as well as to the heart, which allowed us to deliver life-saving organ transplant to more and more people.
Anyone interested in becoming an organ donor can sign up online at organdonor.gov/sign-up. You can also register in person at your local motor vehicle department.
If you have an iPhone, you can also register through the Health app. It sends the information to a national computer program. Now that the eclipse is over, you might be wondering what to do with your eclipse glasses. Well, there are a number of organizations that recycle or reuse them. Astronomers Without Borders has been accepting donations of eclipse glasses for 15 years. They partner with organizations where you can drop off or mail your used glasses, including retailers like Warby Parker. You can also send them to Eclipse Glasses USA, which repurposes used glasses for future celestial events. Or you can just pack away your glasses for the next major eclipse, which is going to be in 20 years. If you looked at the solar eclipse yesterday without proper eye protection, you might be concerned about eye damage. Well, according to the Adler Planetarium, looking at the sun without the right eyewear can cause irreversible damage within a matter of seconds, but symptoms of eye damage might not appear for hours. They can range from blurry vision to headaches, blind spots, distorted vision, changes in the way you see color. If your eyes are feeling strained, it could be temporary, but you still need to visit an eye doctor to learn about the extent of any possible damage. Doug's forecast is next, and John has some college baseball for us later in sports.
Well, of course, not a bad Tuesday for us today. Temperatures pretty good, lower 70s for highs. The clouds really increased as we got into the afternoon, into the evening hours, and we'll continue to see these thickening up as we get into the overnight hours for us tonight. Not too much going on right now. There's been a few spotty little sprinkles. Besides that, we look okay. All the action's been down south. Severe weather, parts of Mississippi, Louisiana, back through Texas, and then you can see this turn right here. This counterclockwise rotation, that is our upper level low. And this is going to pass just south of us, so it kind of puts us in that part of the rain shield as we get into the daytime hours for us tomorrow. So we are going to get some rain across the region. Let's go through time tonight. Spotty showers trying to pop up late tonight. So by morning, we are going to have scattered light showers, very scattered through the morning hours, very light. Once we get into late morning into the early afternoon, it starts to increase a little bit. So a little bit more widespread. Showers could get a rumble or two of thunder, nothing strong, nothing severe, especially as we get late in the afternoon. Heaviest rain you can see is along and south of Interstate 44. Also notice the temperatures. It's going to be chilly. We're going to be sitting into the upper 50s. So we're just a little bit too cold to get severe weather, which is fine, but we definitely need the rain across the region. Heaviest rain exits by late evening, and then the leftover showers pretty much gone by the time we get into Thursday morning. We get some sunshine back Thursday afternoon. Temps rebound back into the mid 60s for highs, and then we have a nice little warming trend as we head toward the weekend, which will be pretty good. All right, for us tonight, look at these rain chances shoot up during the morning hours through the afternoon and then start to taper off through the overnight hours tomorrow night. How much rain can we get? Now, if you live in our northern counties, you're not going to get much. Maybe nothing at all once you get out toward Yates Center. Once you get to Pittsburgh, to Joplin, 1/4 to 1/2 inch. Joplin south, 1/2 inch, upwards of an inch once you get into our southern counties. But it is going to be chilly. We hang into the 50s all day long. Showers increasing throughout the day. And the winds are really going to pick up. Right now, we just have this northeasterly wind, kind of 5 to 10. But look at these gusts. Once we get into tomorrow afternoon, we're going to have gusts 25, 30, upwards to 35. And then behind this system, they increase even more, gusts 30, pushing 40 by the time we head into Thursday. Now, as we go into the weekend, it looks pretty good. Saturday, we rebound well into the 70s. We'll be near 80 by the time Sunday rolls around, and then we're going to have to start watching our next storm system. So this is going to be late Monday into Tuesday, and this will be our next chance to get some severe weather across the region. 58 for you tomorrow, 65 on Thursday, 71 on Friday, 78 Saturday, and then those thunderstorm chances increasing, especially late Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. Down?
Looking like a nice weekend ahead, Doug. Thanks. Hey, don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. You can get those severe weather updates sent directly to your phone. Doesn't cost anything. You'll find it in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Why don't you just download it right now, the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Active Lifestyle Events today presented a check for $1,700 at the Joplin Trails Coalition. The check helped fund a recently installed concrete ramp on the west side of St. Louis Avenue for trail users with disability issues. The new ramp makes the trail more accessible and safer for all trail users.
I hope it ultimately leads to wider access for our community, that there are no people left out that can't use the trails that would like to, and then also that it just further exposes the trails to the community. Joplin Trails Coalition is a great organization, a hidden gem in the community, and the hard work they do often goes unrecognized.
That donation was funded by past proceeds from the Joplin Memorial Runs. Still ahead, Missouri Southern and Pitt State baseball both try to get conference victories on the road, and the 57th annual Lester Garber Track and Field Relays take place at Riverton High School. John Dales has those stories and a lot more for us. It's coming up next.
We hear quality, compassionate, affordable care.
The 57th annual Lester Garber Relays take place this afternoon at Riverton High School. Track and field athletes from across southeast Kansas, southwest Missouri, and northeast Oklahoma make the trip to Riverton to compete. The 2024 Riverton Relays taking place, and Dawson Troth from northeast Arma wins the boys' high jump at 5 feet 9 inches. On the girls' side, Lucy Anderson, a sophomore from Frontenac, performs well, gets up to 4 feet 10 inches, but she finishes in second behind Bethany Umbarger from Cherryvale. She gets up to 5'2" there. In the boys' long jump, Tucker Harrell from Colgan takes first place, the 22.3 on his fourth attempt. He edges out Zane Stan from Quapaw, who takes second with 19.11. Then, no surprise on the girls' side, Lily Brown from Colgan wins the long jump. 16.6, her teammate Delaney Meek takes second. Those are just a few of the field events from today. We have updated results from the entire meet on our website at koamnewsnow.com/sports. Missouri Southern and Pittsburg State baseball both in action this afternoon, each of them on the road within the MIAA. Starting with Missouri Southern, this one a bit surprising, a bit of a head scratcher. The 9th-ranked Lions lose on the road 8-4 to Rogers State. The Hillcats are currently in 6th place in the conference. The loss is the 10th on the year for Southern, brings their record to 30-10. Lions back in action this weekend with a 3-game set at Northeastern State. Meanwhile, Pitt State baseball picks up a win today, 6-5 on the road at Emporia State. Gorillas were originally scheduled to play Oklahoma Baptist at home tomorrow, but because of the chance for rain, that game's canceled. It will not be made up. PSU's next game is at home Friday. That's the start of a 3-game set against Missouri Western. Busy day for Major League Baseball as well. Both the Royals and Cardinals play on their home fields tonight. Starting with the Royals, they win in extra innings over the Astros. Final score 4-3. Salvador Perez has the game-winning hit with a walk-off single in the bottom of the 10th inning. Hey, don't look now, but after beginning the season with 2 losses, the Royals have won 7 of their next 9. Over in St. Louis, Cardinals win 3-0 against the Phillies. Sonny Gray earns the win in his first start as a Cardinal. Victory brings the Redbirds' record back up to 500. They're 6-6 and go for the series win over the Phillies tomorrow afternoon. Closing things out in the NBA, Thunder erase a 19-point halftime deficit to beat the Kings, 112-105. OKC trailed by as many as 20 in this one, but comes roaring back in that second half. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander leads the way with 40 points.
Wow.
Not a bad night for our pro teams. The Thunder win, the Cardinals win, and the Royals win.
Yeah, 3 for 3.
That's
We'll
right.
take that any night. We'll be right back.
This spring, don't pay for your AC.
Bren Sr., a four-state hero.
CHC SEK partnered with the Crawford County Health Department and K-State Research and Extension today to host a Tasty Tuesday event. Families were encouraged to stop by to learn about healthy snacks and receive activity kits. The event is part of the Week of the Young Child, sponsored by the National Association for the Education of Young Children, which celebrates young children, their teachers, families, and communities.
Just a connection with children and families, so the families can have something to do together as a family. So they're working together as a family on doing activities.
During the March 26 Pittsburgh Commission meeting, the Mayor Stu Hite proclaimed April 6th through the 12th as the Week of the Young Child. Now here's Doug.
All right, for us tonight, clouds thicken up throughout the night. We are going to have a few scattered showers by morning. Rain really picks up tomorrow afternoon. A couple embedded thunderstorms, nothing strong or severe. It stays chilly. High temp of only 58 degrees. Windy, 65 Thursday, 71 Friday, near 80 as we head into the weekend. More thunderstorms by the middle of next week.
Doug, thanks. Final sports note.
Yeah, I want to mention a local high school athlete, Cassidy Howard, today from Carthage, signs with NEO to compete in rodeo in college.
In rodeo,
Yes.
Wow. Local fans will get to keep watching. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.
Not a good day, it's a great day at Continental Siding.